Warning, this could be a long video slash rant. This is VJose32 and this is What's on Deck. Alright, let's get on with it. First of all, 311, of course, as you know, released Red Monarchs on Halloween. Pretty good deal, they look pretty nice, can't wait to get them. They also released a special collector set, which is essentially a jumbo-sized tuck case with 4 Blue Monarchs inside of it. No idea why they didn't release one for every color, or why they didn't just include 4, one of each color inside that box instead of just blue ones, but whatever, I'll take it. If anything, just to store my sealed decks. Dan and Dave, they got some mysteries going on. They posted a picture of them holding a big box, which they said was their birthday present to us. What it is, nobody knows. We'll find out tomorrow, I believe it is. It's too big to be a deck of cards. Maybe it's a variety box. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's who knows what. They're always coming up with something different that boggles the mind. Also, they posted another picture on their Instagram of what appears to be a wrapped up deck of cards, which is probably going to be their mystery decks. Once again, they did this last year around the same time, and it does look like it could be a deck of cards. It's the right size and everything, so that's what it looks like it's going to be. But of course, if I find out for sure, I'll let you know. Also, if you were hoping for purple smoke and mirrors, apparently they're fucking with us. Apparently that's not true. There's no such thing as purple smoke and mirrors yet. Who knows? If there's enough demand, they might print them like some other companies do. But apparently in their recent coffee chats, they said there's no purple smoke and mirrors, which is, now it's a little bit disappointing. The whole thing is they're doing something with Juan Tamariz, who created a Tamariz stack and is in that picture. So it's not the deck of cards that was important, it's the guy. So why put in a photoshopped deck of cards that you're not making? It makes absolutely no sense. And now there's going to be a lot of pissed off people, I'm sure, who wanted those purple smoke and mirrors, and now they're not coming, apparently. Blue Crown had a deal on the other day for Halloween where you can get the Altruism deck, Black Crown, I think there was one other deck, and I think there was 2 tricks or something like that, downloads, for 31 bucks, because it was the 31st. And it's just blah blah blah, more of the same stuff from Blue Crown, re-releasing the same stuff over and over again, and tarnishing their image and the value of the cards and stuff like that. Obviously they don't care, they just want to sell the product to make some money. But everyone's getting tired of them re-releasing or reselling Gold Crowns and Black Crowns and all these other decks that they just can't seem to get rid of for some reason. I mean, everyone else is selling brand new decks of cards and they're selling the same stuff again. It's a little bit ridiculous. Big Blind Media's got the Carnival Delirium coming sometime this month. No idea when yet. I don't know why I keep mentioning that, but I do. I just want to keep you updated on all the companies. Handlords.com has released their new Exquisite deck and their Magicians Must Die number 3. They're available on the website right now. It looks pretty good. Conjuring Arts also has a Exquisite deck of cards coming from their Expert Card Company, and that should be coming soon as well. But I think that one's a little bit nicer, more traditional looking deck of cards. The Handlords deck is yet another black deck of cards, which will wear out in no time and blah blah. Anyways, don't worry about that. Also, of course, in case you missed it, my November contest is up. Best original card trick. 40 decks being given away. Make sure you go check it out. And I mean, there's Brown Rounders, there's Monarchs, there's Riderbacks, Bicycle Dirty Fadeds, World Series of Poker, and a bunch of other decks as well. Pretty good prizes, I think. And I know everyone is like, "What are you, nuts?" even I'm saying that I'm nuts. Illusionist. Of course, they recently released their Brown Rounders and Blue Rounders, and now they're giving Black Club members Red Arcanes. You heard correctly, Red Arcanes. The deck they said didn't exist. It was never made. Now they're giving it to us for free. Sort of. All Black Club and also Black Club members have to do is buy any shippable item, like a deck of cards for instance, or one of the artifact coins, or one of their overpriced pens or whatever, on their website. Enter the special code that they sent you. I didn't even get the email for some reason, because I changed my email and I don't know what happened. And then a Red Arcane will pop into your cart, you check out, and they'll ship it to you. One per person. And that's it. Wow. And you thought Dan and Dave was bad. Everyone was jumping on Dan and Dave when all of a sudden it looked like they were going to release a V8 of the Smoke and Mirrors in purple, and calling them liars because they said there was not going to be any more colors, any more Smoke and Mirrors. Well, then we find out illusionists are the true liars, because they said there's no such thing as Red Arcanes. Then all of a sudden they found dozens and dozens, hundreds probably, of Red Arcane uncut seats in their warehouse. They just happened to find them. Forgot they totally had them. Apparently they printed hundreds of samples of uncut seats. And then they found them and they started selling them. And then, I even questioned them. I asked them, when is the red deck coming? In fact, somebody I know said there is red decks. They told me point blank that they talked to somebody who said there is red decks, and I questioned Illusionist, and it said there is no such thing as red decks. We're not printing any red decks. We never made any. And now there's red decks. Go figure. And even apparently, whatever. It's just really bizarre. And the timing is extremely convenient because guess what? The 1 year anniversary, the expiry date of most original club members, Black Club members, memberships is coming to an end in a couple of weeks, and they're throwing us a free limited Red Arcane. Who knows how limited it is? Probably 2,500 of them out there somewhere. And yeah, it just is weird. If you're not in the Black Club, don't panic. They're not going to be selling Red Arcanes, however. They're a big holiday extravaganza coming up in a few weeks. They'll be giving them away. Probably if you spend 150, 200 bucks, you get one free or something like that. Or if you happen to get lucky enough to win one, you can get one. And they're also releasing at the time their Gaff deck, and also a new Linking Rings effect, and who knows, probably dealers in 3 or 4 more colors or rounders or something. Who freaking knows anymore? And of course, I wouldn't be surprised if David Blaine comes out from wherever he's buried to release another split spade deck or something for Black Friday as well. I haven't seen anything from David Blaine since last Black Friday, I think. So it's about time he rises from the dead and releases something. And that's it for all the big companies. Tier 11 did say that they do have more decks coming this year. Quite a few or a few more anyways, and obviously for Black Friday, hopefully there's none that are too limited and hard to get, but you never know. And that is that. Let's get on with a couple other things. First on the bicycle, there's a bicycle Rilakkuma, which is apparently from Bearbrick. That is available on eBay right now. Also available on eBay, and was also available at a Lloyd's Studio, is a Premium Club Special B deck, which is basically a blue and gold B deck with custom pips. It looks pretty nice. If you want to get me some, I don't mind. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere eventually for me to pick them up. Also, the bicycle Espionage is coming December 1st to the USPC's website. Make sure to check it out. It's pretty cool. Reminds me a little bit of the Bicycle Freaks, so except instead of being Carnival Freaks, it's Spies. But it is completely custom. And there's some I'll be talking about from Kickstarter. And just bear with me a sec. I'm just trying to see if I can find anything else that I should mention. Let me check out Afer. Well, let's get on with Kickstarter then. There's a lot going on there. First of all, I should mention that there's quite a few decks that are shipping or printing at the moment. One of those that is shipping is the Bicycle Radical 80s, which you can pick up at their website right now, CaliforniaPlayingCards.com, if you missed out. Also, I believe KingsWildProject.com will be relaunched today or tomorrow. That is where you can pick up Federal 52s if you make it in time. As far as Kickstarter is concerned, speaking of Jackson Robinson, he released his new Sherlock Holmes decks yesterday on Kickstarter. It was 100% in about an hour and a half or so. It's almost at 200% as we speak. He did have some limited edition decks, which I decided to pass on because $25 for, you know, just a different box is not really turning me on. But the other ones are pretty nice. There's the Baker Street edition, which is pretty nice in a dirty type color. The back design has a little bit too much going on, but it's not bad. The ones that I really like are the Holmes edition and the Moriarty edition, which are basically red and blue decks. Nice custom court cards. They look pretty cool. And there's also talk about a 4th edition and bicycle branded decks, and you know, blah blah blah. It's pretty good. You should check it out for sure. I recommend it. The Oracle playing cards from Chris Ovdienko. 5 days left. If you didn't pick them up, make sure you check it out. It's a nice deck of cards. They now have a bicycle branded version, and the bicycle branded version, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, comes with a special little Ouija board and a metal planchet to use on the Ouija board. It looks fantastic. It makes getting that deck so much more worth it because it's not just a different box. You get that little bonus in there. I like it. And I mean, it just costs $32 international, but it's nice. The 3D metal and mechanized playing cards, over 300% funded. They're finally selling the non-mechanized frames, but they're $75, and then if you want to add lights, it's another $25. So that's $100, and for $155 you can get the mechanized one. So it kind of makes me wonder how much cheaper this really is. I'm not getting it anyways, that's for sure. Then there is the Princess Bride deck is at 401% funded, and absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure their third deck will be released soon. B and Poker World has a new deck on Kickstarter, the Bicycle Grunzland, which is a basically Grun's version of Alice in Wonderland. It's not bad looking, it's a pretty nice deck, I like it. It's different, it's unique. It's slowly getting there. I'm sure it'll be funded in the end, but we'll see. And with a lot of other decks, Kingdoms of a New World, Bicycle Dark Templar, the Gold Bicycle, those are all funded. They got about 20 days left on all of them, so go check them out. Actually 12 days for the Dark Templar. One new deck that was released on Halloween is a Houdini Magic Seance playing cards. Seance, and it's not bad. I kind of like it, but I don't think it's gonna make it. They're going very slowly. They're 22% funded. I mean, there's a possibility. There's still a month left. Apparently there is also available a stripper deck. The cards are basically also fortune telling cards because they have text on the top and the bottom and in the corners for fortune telling, so that's pretty cool, although they're fairly standard number cards. Code cards are custom. Remind me a little bit of the ones in, I think they remind me a little bit of the other ones in the other Houdini deck that I have, but they're not bad. What the back design is not bad, except it has a quote on it that says, "My brain is the key that sets me free." Some people don't like words on the back of the cards, and they put a whole sentence on there. I mean, it looks nice. I like it, but that might turn off some people. It is going to be USB-C, I believe, as long as it gets funded. And I mean, I like it. I say check it out. What I really like about this one is the gaff card. The Ace of Spades features Harry Houdini tied up by the arms and the legs, and I think around his neck with shackles. And then there's a gaff card that is the same card, except he's disappeared. All you see is the shackles, and I think that's an awesome gaff card. I really like that one. It's a good idea. It fits perfectly with the whole theme. Then there's a Clockwork Bicycle deck of cards, which is not doing too good, and I highly doubt it's going to get funded. This project launched last week. I think Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember exactly what day it was. I posted a comment saying there's too many red flags with it. Then it gets cancelled and it gets relaunched. Apparently he wasn't too happy with my comments. But whatever. The fact of the matter is, it's not the nicest looking deck of cards. The back seems like it's way too dark. The faces feature Roman numerals, feature a clock with Roman numerals, and just one pip in the very center. They got the number and the pip in the indexes on opposite corners, which makes them pretty much useless. Hearts and diamonds come with red faces, spades and clubs with gray faces. The back is black and a dark gray. The jokers are light gray. It's pretty colorful. Chord cards, the number cards pretty much have old worn out colors, while the chord cards have nice shiny gold, bronze, and silver colors on the clock, and the jokers are basically broken clocks and a waste because they could have used that as a reveal, but they didn't. Personally, if you're looking for a deck of cards that has a nice time or clock theme to it, I recommend the Timeless deck. It's much nicer. One of the red flags of this project was The guy did not connect to Facebook or anything like that, so he had no way to contact him outside of that. He's now done that, which is good, I think. The other big red flag was he was going to print a USB-C deck, and he was only going for a goal of 1,000 pounds, which is nowhere near enough to print a deck of cards with the USB-C. And, I brought that up, I mentioned it, I commented saying there's too many red flags, there's not enough funding, he's not connected to any Facebook accounts or websites, hasn't done any projects before, we don't know anything about this guy, and he canceled the project and then he relaunched it, and now he's got a goal of 8,000 pounds, he's not going to make it in my opinion, and like I said, the cards just are not that great. Then there's that Dalek, Irish Dalek playing cards. Only 8 hours left and only 86% funded. I don't think it's going to make it unless they have a last minute burst of backers. The Plain Arts deck of cards has 6 days to go. If you haven't picked that one up yet, it's almost 500% funded, although it had a pretty low goal, I guess. And that one has got different images on every card. The Density playing cards, again, 12 days left, absolutely funded. I recommend checking it out. There was the Bicycle Cthulhu deck, the 1 millionth and 1 Bicycle Cthulhu deck. There was actually 3 different versions of this deck that can be created. There was I have to check this out. There was the Elder Sign deck, the Necronomicon deck, again another Bicycle Necronomicon deck, and they came up with another one called the Unnameable Horrors. And I was backing this project right until that last minute yesterday, and I said screw it, and I canceled. Because I just did not like the cards. The other decks that I have that are Cthulhu themed are much nicer and clearer. These ones seem really dark, they seem really hard to see. The artwork, faded and worn out to the extreme in some cases, and they look more like art than playing cards. It just does not look like, it's just not something I want in a deck of playing cards, and we're pretty unusable in my opinion for anything. And then you look at this guy's page, and he's got beer mugs, coins, he's got like 5 or 6 different sets of dice, he's got a variety of t-shirts, 3 different decks, magnets, probably stickers, wristbands, lapel pins, cufflinks, a party game, which is a 32 card tarot deck, and fine art prints, uncut seats, poker chips, and it's like this. It's a Kickstarter project, not a frickin' storefront. And that's what it looks like, a storefront. And basically he's taking whatever he can and he's throwing Cthulhu's on it. And it's like, seriously? I mean, he did raise almost $60,000. And that's fine and all, but it's just getting out of hand. And I decided to get out of there. The Caravan of Seers playing cards, which is finally being printed again. It's looking pretty good. It's not going to be USB-C this time, but it is completely funded, and 3 days left. Go check it out if you haven't. Bicycle Gods of Mythology, completely funded, with almost 20 days to go. The Gentleman 52 deck of cards, the Bicycle Gentleman 52, is not looking too good. 7 days left, only 62% funded. Another new deck that came out the other day is the Grainback playing cards, which was originally going to be Bicycle Grainbacks, but it was changed. It's a pretty nice deck of cards with a grain theme to it, designed by fellow YouTuber Ricardist. And I think you should check it out. It's a pretty nice deck of cards. It's almost funded. It's fairly standard, but it's got custom pips, nice back design. The jokers aren't bad, and I like it. It's pretty nice, black and gold. I recommend checking it out. If you got lots of time, I'm sure it'll get funded. And then there's the Comic-Con bicycle playing cards, which I might have mentioned before. It's from the creators of the 8-bit decks. Seems to me like it's going to be a legal issue. And seems to me like the back design's got way too much going on, and it's not looking too good right now. I mean, it's still got 27 days to go, and it's 37% funded. It might just make it, but at the current rate, it's not looking too good, and it's just, I can see why. It's just, the back design looks like a comic book page, mirror image. It's got way too much going on, and it's just legal issues, I think, and it's not something that works on a deck of cards, in my opinion. And then there's the Bicycle Meridian, 11 days to go, only 68% funded. I think it might just squeak to a finish, but I don't really care. I mean, when a guy tells you to cancel your pledge because you gave an opinion, that's pretty pathetic. The Persian Empire Royal Edition deck of cards, only 12 days to go, it's not going to make it. And the Platinum Bicycle decks are now available at different card shops. Will be shipping soon, or are shipping right now. The Bicycle Photographus, not doing too good. 5 days left, only 60% funded. Not going to make it. I guess people just don't want a deck of cards that has a photograph on every card. The Split Suit playing cards, as I mentioned before, 4 days left. It's funded, but they don't ship outside the US. The Celtic playing cards, completely funded just the other day on Friday. I mean, they funded. It's going to be made. Hopefully we see a back design soon. The Civil Unrest playing cards also were funded on Halloween. I look forward to those ones. They are really nice. It'd be nice if they had, you know, a different back design for the other deck, but they didn't do that. They didn't get enough funding for it. But I still can't wait. It looks great. And the Cats and Kittens deck, that's not going to make it. 10 days left, 7% funded. The Bicycle Venexiana, I believe, is printing very soon, or being shipped already. The Federal 52s, they're on their way. And we'll leave it at that. Also, just received a message that the Canadiana deck from Phil DaCosta is going to be relaunching. It's not going to be SVC, it's going to be MakePlayingCards.com as they get an enormous amount of funding. He's tweaking the court cards. They're no longer going to have magicians on it due to many complaints, and it should be much better. And I look forward to it. And it should get funded this time, I hope. Anyways, that's what I got for what's on deck. Lots going on. Make sure to check out my contest. Make sure to check out all these great decks on Kickstarter. Make sure you don't subscribe to any of those horrible ideas, or pledge for any of those horrible ideas. And also, I recommend checking out UnitedCardists.com for updates and information on all the new decks that are coming out. That's what I got. I'll see you next time.